So many of us in recovery, or just trying to get a handle on our life after we've been knocked down so hard we didn't know if we could ever get up. So often what that is about is we are carrying the effects of abuse forward in our life. If you have had abuse in your life as a child, it's powerful. It matters. It sets us up for criminal thinking and for criminal action. It sets us up to make terrible decisions that create terrible consequences, and we don't know how that happened. And if we don't know how it happened, how will we ever avoid relapse and recidivism? It's important that we understand this issue. And what we're trying to get across in this first session is what Donnie has called a number of times intergenerational evil. And it's about how abuse and hurt prevents us from being the kind of men and fathers and people that we want to be. It gets in the way of the life that we want to live.
Something very small, very insignificant, suddenly gets this gorilla on the inside of me to suit up, and then the rage wants out of the cage, and then I don't think about consequences. I don't think about my freedom. I don't think about my loved ones or everything I've managed to achieve in the last 11 years. That goes completely out of the picture.
We now encourage you to turn off this video and talk among yourselves about things you might have learned, behaviors you might recognize, points that you might agree or disagree with. Do you recognize abuse in your past? What has happened to you in the past that might be labeled as abuse? Be specific. What were your thoughts, feelings, and actions at the time of the abuse? Do you respond to some things today as if you were living in the past? As if you were experiencing the abuse for the first time? Talking about past abuse can be painful and may open up some repressed feelings. You don't have to deal with these feelings on your own. You may choose to seek the help of a professional therapist.
Isn't it just common to be neglected? That your parents don't even know where you are or care where you are? Isn't that everybody's story? That they don't really care if you come home at night or not? No, that isn't everybody's story. And that's the point, though. It becomes so normal for us, we don't know the difference. We're going to talk about 4 symptoms of abuse. And if you can recognize them in your life, then something caused it. And that something is probably early childhood abuse. And the first symptom is called dissociation. And the 4th criteria of abuse is about hypervigilance, that we always feel in danger. It always feels like somebody's coming up behind us and going to whack us one. And again, so far that we've talked about, doesn't that make all the sense in the world if we went through early childhood abuse and don't recognize it and see it in our life? Of course it does.
Don't try to do it by yourself. Look for help in somebody.
It's possible for us to do right, stay out of prison.
Doesn't take a lot of luck. It takes a lot of work.